Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 25th of July 2023. So, as I've mentioned a few times, I was at the Hope Music Festival down there in East Sussex on Saturday. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't kind to us. Absolutely lashed it down from about 1:30 onwards. The first couple of hours I was there, it was fine, and I was wandering round, and it was all very great, all very nice. But then it started spitting, and then getting a little bit heavier and a little bit heavier. So when I was approached by this South African gentleman, and I was handed this very intriguing leaflet, the Earth is not flat, nor a spinning globe, and he offered to give a talk in a nice warm dry lecture room. I was tempted, A, to get out of the rain, and B, because the title was so intriguing. So I asked him if I could record his speech, and he said yeah, that'd be great. And I only had my phone with the little kind of monopod thing, which many viewers have seen me with. So I just kind of had that, and yeah, recorded his speech, did it, got a good recording, and I will be putting it on here. It's already on my Rumble channel, you might have seen it, but if not, it'll be on here, coming out in the next couple of hours. This will be coming out, well, probably by the time I get this uploaded, be a bit late, this one, so probably be about 5:30, 6 o'clock by the time this one goes on, and the other one's due to come out with this guy David's talk, is what his name is. And yeah, very interesting stuff, but some of the things he was saying, I didn't agree with it all. Some of it I thought he was stretching a bit and a bit tenuous, but so much of it really kind of blew my mind, really, and I just found it fascinating, found it really, really interesting, and opened my mind to a lot of ideas, as it did, I think, with everybody else in the room. He had quite a packed room because, well, I suppose for the same reason as me, A, people were wanting to get out of the rain, and also B, they thought the title of this talk was so intriguing. So yeah, some very, very interesting stuff. And one of the things he said towards the end of the talk, he said that, what if we are the multiverse? Each and every one of us is a universe. That was kind of quite a radical idea that he's putting out there. And people, you hear this phrase, don't you? The multiverse, or multiple universes. And what if that's us? Because if you think about it, each and every one of us, it doesn't matter how kind of plain and ordinary and boring you think your life is, but you've just got pretty much a universe of knowledge, experience, people you probably know and have known over the course of your life, dozens or hundreds or thousands of people, and your experience is completely different to anyone else's. You might have someone who's had a similar life experience to you, but it's not the same as yours. So that, in effect, is your universe, your unique individual universe. And all of us together, we are the multiverse. Because, and this is another thing David was saying, but I've kind of thought this myself, kind of conventional science or mainstream science kind of likes to make us feel just totally insignificant, doesn't it? First of all, we're on this spinning ball of rock, as they want you to believe, kind of in insignificant solar system, or not even in the middle of our galaxy, but kind of towards the edge of it, in a insignificant corner, and our whole galaxy is relatively insignificant compared to many of them out there. And then there's billions of universes, and therefore we are just a tiny speck of life on a tiny planet in an infinite sea of, well, the universe. And then if you sort of go with the evolutionary theory, we came out of this primordial soup many eons ago, and that was just a real chance thing, like a 1 in a billion chance that life even got sparked into that primordial soup. And then one thing started growing and then evolving, and then this thing evolved into that thing, and that thing evolved into another thing. And after a million kind of iterations of that, we came along, but totally by chance. It could have easily just gone another way, and then creatures, maybe intelligent creatures but totally different to us, might have come along. So it all really makes you feel very insignificant, doesn't it? But what if, I'm going to put this idea out there, what if the opposite is true? The complete and utter opposite is true. The Earth is literally the centre of not just the solar system, not just the galaxy, but the centre of the universe. And we, far from just being a chance thing, were put on here by God, or whoever you want to think the sort of great creator is. We were put here in his image and put on this earth as the most important species out of all of the zillions of species that are out there. And we are literally the top life form on the planet that is central to the universe. And how important, this isn't any kind of arrogance thing or, being sort of up yourself, but just how much more self-confident would you feel that you were put on this planet by God with a special purpose, and that would just make you feel so sovereign and so special, wouldn't it? And do you really think, if you felt like that you would put up with nonsense from some petty politician, bureaucrat, some idiot like Sunak or Hancock saying, mask up, put those masks on? No, you wouldn't, would you? If you were in that frame of mind, you would sort of just be, get lost. Sort of, I'm not having that. I've been put on this special place by God with a special purpose, and I'm not having petty people like you ordering me about. That is most likely how you would feel, isn't it? It's how I'd feel. As I say, I wouldn't be arrogant about it and go, I'm sort of, sort of God's gift to the earth kind of thing, but I would be a sovereign man, just following what I believe I was put on this earth to do. And I'd have that kind of inner confidence, that inner calm, and, just feel like I was serving my purpose. And that, I would suggest, is the very last thing that the powers that shouldn't be want. The last thing that the petty politicians and bureaucrats want. The very last thing the billionaires want. The very last thing the likes of Gates, Soros, and Schwab, and all of these people, the WEF. That's the last thing they want, isn't it? They don't want you going around sort of with that feeling of sovereignty, and that nothing is higher than you apart from God. No, they want to be in that sort of intermediate sort of position above you. And, you know, they can't have a world's population going around believing that, no, we don't answer to you, we only answer to God and what we think is right under natural law or God's law. And they would hate that. Their power would just evaporate just like that. So do you think it's any coincidence that they do everything they possibly can to make us feel utterly insignificant? Now, before I go, I've introduced some radical ideas sparked into my head by this talk that David got. But on here, there is a little sort of quote. It's Psalms 19:1, and I'm sure many viewers will know what this is already, but I'll just remind you. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork. Let's just repeat that. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork. Now, do you know whose headstone that quote is engraved on? A guy called Werner von Braun, who, if you don't know, he initially worked for the Nazis on their rocket program. He was one of the main instigators of the V1 and V2 rockets, or at least the V2 rocket, definitely. And then he was spirited away by the Americans at the end of the war, and he was instrumental in the US kind of rocket program, and did everything for them that they sort of may or may not have achieved. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, but you would have thought with his expertise, he obviously knew a lot about rockets, how to get them up into the atmosphere, very high up there, and presumably he knew a thing or two about what his rockets would be encountering once they got up to where they should be. So why is it that this guy who knows all of this stuff would, out of all the biblical verses and quotes he could have chosen, he chose that one with the word firmament in? And the reason why that's so significant is because it doesn't fit in with the current kind of view of how this world's made up. It's central to the Bible. It's mentioned in right at the start of Genesis, and it's also what people who don't believe in the globe theory believe in, that there's this sort of fixed firmament sort of high up in the atmosphere, or just above the atmosphere, wherever it's supposed to be. I don't know, but yeah, why is this bloke who's trying to get rockets into space kind of quoting this or having this firmament thing put on his headstone? Was he trying to tell us something? Did he find something out? Was he trying to tell us something? I don't know. This is kind of the first thing I've ever talked about, or the first time I've ever talked about this whole the thing I'm inferring here. And yeah, just really because it just blows my mind, really, and I've got no idea what shape this planet is, but I'm open to everything, really. I'm open to hearing all theories, and I'll tell you what, this bloke gave a very, very interesting talk, and yeah, basically I'm going to stop rabbiting on now, let you go and see his talk. It will be coming out, well, probably by the time I get this uploaded and everything, probably only about an hour from when you see this, maybe less time, but it will be the other video of mine from today. So let you go and check that out, and hope you found my thoughts interesting. But yeah, just circling back to how I started this, I really do think you and me could be the multiverse. Fascinating, eh? Anyway, gonna leave it there. Tim from Fair Play now. Thanks for watching.